What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Confidently Flawed. Your host, Brooke and Danny, back. We hope you guys are enjoying your summer. It has been beautiful and hot and slightly rainy here, which honestly is so nice for the lawns. And it's been a great summer, and it's so sad to think that it's somewhat coming to a close. But we're not going to talk about that. We have nothing to do with the summer talk right now. We want to talk about, just the goal of this podcast for you guys is to just get information about health and wellness and fitness. And we hope that through this podcast, we've been able to do that for you guys. Just give you simple, easy tips on how to live a happier and healthier life. And one of those things both Danny and I love the conversation of supplements. And the reason for that is not for the excuse of saying, here, let's supplement a bad diet, right? But we are here to talk about supplements, and we support supplements because unfortunately there's a lot of holes in nutrition today. There's a lot of lack of nutrients. There's just a lot that's lacking. And not only that, but supplements can really help. They can really just help your performance, they can help your goals, and they can really just help accelerate what you're trying to do. And so this week we just wanted to talk about supplements again, talk about some things that, we see, we like, some options. We haven't really had a supplement conversation in a while, so we wanted just to talk about that again because, like I said, while we do not believe supplements are an excuse for a bad diet, we do believe that supplements can play a crucial and an amazing role in your health and wellness goals. So Danny, let's kind of open up the door on supplements and just what are some things that you're loving and using and seeing right now? And especially like at Raw, like what are some things that your members are loving and thriving on?
Yeah, I think it makes the most sense for me at this time of year to dive into like what are like the essentials, right? What are the things that are going to fill those nutritional gaps or help your results, whether that's maybe you're a little more lax on your diet during the summer months, or you're looking to find some things to help with that or make it so it's not as negative or not as detrimental, it's taking a step back on your nutrition program, if you will. But also the things that are just going to help, speed up your results or, encourage that you're not missing, I call it your insurance policy with your nutrition, right? So kind of like the essentials that we, recommend that generally have the biggest bang for their buck that most people could benefit from is three items. It's some form of a non-stimulant, like pre-workout. So, we have one that we have here. I'll even kind of share it here. So we use the company Prestige Labs. We're an affiliate with them. We've partnered with them. We're one of the only gyms in Michigan that got qualified to be able to use their products. And I really love it. And what I like about the pre-workout is it's non-stimulant. It doesn't have it's not just a bunch of caffeine that's going to jolt you up for your workout. Like, yes, does that work? It does, but there's a lot of negative side effects to over consuming a bunch of caffeine, especially in that high a dose in that short amount of time. So what I like about a pre-workout is a lot of the times, especially in summer, if we're not as consistent, we tend to lack that motivation. And this is kind of like motivation in a scoop, if you will, right? Like it's just going to something to give you that energy, give you that jolt, give you that extra motivation that I want to get it. I want to get a workout in. I want to get after it. I want to sweat. And that's what most of us need, especially during the summer months when we're lacking motivation. We just want to be outside. We want to hang out with friends and all that, which is all great. But we still need to make sure health is a priority. So this will just help force that motivation, because that's one of the biggest things I hear in the summer is people just struggle with their motivation. So it does that. It also can increase your metabolic rate while you're working out. It increases power. It increases and enhances your endurance. It also increases your focus. So while you're in there working out, you're focused, you're driven, you're doing everything that you need to. And as I mentioned, it doesn't have caffeine in it. Now there's a capsule that you can take with it called Energy Plus that actually does have caffeine in it if you want that jolt. But if you work out in the evening or just, you don't do all stimulants, this would be just fine for you. And whether you do Prestige or not, I think that the couple things that you can look for what to look for in a pre-workout: for one, not overload with a bunch of caffeine, not have a bunch of fillers and things like that in it. But some of the things that you can look for is B vitamins are going to give you a lot of energy, right? Things that like amino acids and things that are going to fuel your muscles. It's going to give you more power. It's going to give you more endurance. It's going to help you recover and things of that nature. Things like L-citrulline, beta-alanine. That's kind of where you get some of that, tingling if you ever had pre-workout, because it opens up the blood vessels and everything there, so you get better blood flow. Creatine can be helpful. It's one of the most studied things on the planet. What I like about theirs is they have a different blend in it that I really like. The alpha GPC, alpha amylase, has tyrosine in it, HCl to help break things down, so your body's not spending a bunch of energy breaking food down. It helps with that, so your body and your blood can focus on your power output, your ability to do things in the workout, which is very, very beneficial. So you're going to burn more calories, be able to lift heavier, be able to go longer, and it's just very, very beneficial. So I like Prestige. Doesn't matter necessarily if you do theirs, just watch out for some of those things not to have in it, and then make sure it has some of these other things that are in it so you can get the most out of it. The second one that we recommend for supplements, like kind of the essentials pack, is the opposing side of your workouts, is what we call the recovery drink. So something that's going to help you refuel. Because again, if you're not as consistent or you're hitting it hard in the gym, you want to be able to recover. You want to be able to build the lean muscle mass. You want to keep your metabolism up. So this will help with post-workout recovery. It helps reduce post-workout soreness. It increases your muscle tone, and it reduces fatigue, so you can get back to it again the next day. It's also great if you're out drinking too. You can throw some of this, the day of or the next day to kind of help recover you with this. Again, similar to other recovery drinks out there, is you want to make sure that it's not with a bunch of fillers, things like that. And what I look for in a recovery is it has electrolytes, right? Potassium, sodium, and it actually has a decent amount. A lot of times you'll see this is an electrolyte drink or a hydration drink, and it's got like 1% of that in there. Like, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Sure, is it better than nothing? I guess, but it's you want something that actually has substantial amount in there. So electrolytes, again, going back to creatine. I like creatine after your workouts, especially if you're trying to build your lean muscle mass, your tone, everything there. Just helps your body to recover and be able to produce harder in the workouts. With theirs, they have a lot of amino acids in there as well to help with soreness. Leucine, valine, lysine. They have a lot of different ones that are important. And if you're not unfamiliar with them, what amino acids are, it's essentially the building blocks of your muscles. It's what's in protein and things like that to help build your muscles and maintain it. That's why I like Prestige Recovery, because of everything that's in it. It helps to not only recover from workouts and your soreness, but it helps to increase your muscle tone and increase your metabolism indirectly from doing that, which is huge. The third one that is essentials is just the protein, right? It can be whey, it can be a plant-based if you'd like, but I'd do more like pea or pumpkin or things like that. Shy away from soy in my recommendation. But protein is very, very, we call it part of the essentials, simply because people do not get enough protein in their diet. And it's just super quick, easy, cheap. And yes, you might have to spend 50, 60, however many dollars for a quality protein source, protein product. But if you really look at this, the grand scheme of things, it's like $1 to $2 a serving, which is for a snack, a meal. That's not very much. So it's a great option to have just in your gym bag or on the go, things like that, just to ensure that you're getting enough protein. I generally do a protein shake once or twice a day as my snacks, just to keep my blood sugar stable, keep my muscle tone up, keep me satiated so I'm not craving things like that. So those are kind of the essentials. And I have some other ones that I really recommend during the summer. But Brooke, what about you? Like, is there any ones that you take, maybe during the summer months, or when things aren't you're not as focused on your health and fitness, that you, like, no matter what, make sure you get in your diet?
Yeah, I mean, I say this a bazillion times, and I will continue to say this through and through, because protein is so important. And protein shakes, I would say, is probably my most utilized supplements for performance purposes specifically, because protein is just critical. And making sure you get that adequate protein, especially in the morning, is so important. And protein shakes are just convenient. And as long as they're good quality, you're nourishing your body so well. So protein powders, as long as they're good quality, it is amazing. I'm not really one to take pre-workout, but I do believe in the importance of amino acids and making sure you are including amino acids, especially after workouts. So I do think that is so important. And it's one of those where if you are listening to this and you are someone who gets sore and you like go, you lift weights and your muscles are just constantly fatigued, that could be a sign to you that you aren't recovering properly and you aren't having enough tools to recover properly. So if you are finding that you are, and there'll be many times where, let's say I maybe haven't done strength training in a while and I do strength training and I'll make sure, like, I know I'm going to be sore. I haven't done it in a while. So I'm going to make sure that I prioritize those amino acids, proper recovery supplements, I think is so important. And then other staples that I'm just really prioritize is like certain types of B vitamins. I am not a caffeine drinker very much. Like I love my cup of coffee, but to be honest with you, it's most of the time decaf just because I love the taste of it. And I'm still doing carnivore and we really don't drink anything other than coffee. So it's my way to drink something other than my electrolyte water. But caffeine is something that I'm not a fan of, but B vitamins is important. And I do really attest my energy levels to the amount of vitamins that I do make sure I take, because if you are taking the proper vitamins, they will give you energy. And that's actually a huge red flag if you are taking supplements and you feel like you are getting drained from them and you aren't getting energy from them, then you aren't taking the right supplements. I know when my husband was on night shift, and I was like, okay, listen, I know coffee is going to help you get through, but I would really prefer you not drink 7 cups of coffee to get you through a midnight shift. And so I was sending him to work with his B vitamins. And I would say at 3 a.m., when you start to get really tired and you have 3 more hours of your shift left, like take your B vitamins. And so he was doing that. And he was like, oh my gosh, like this actually truly does feel like I'm drinking a cup of coffee. And that's what's amazing because it's natural supplements. So that's another huge one that like I definitely don't go a day without, and something to look for. And like Danny was saying, in his pre-workout that he recommends, there's B vitamins. And that's a huge green flag for proper supplementation, is that it's not just loaded with a bunch of caffeine and stuff to give you the jitters. I mean, I know some people like love those jitters. Like I can't stand them. I remember way back in snowboarding when like I started kind of dabbling with pre-workout to just like get me through, and I would get so shaky and I'm like, this is just not my jam, not for me. But some people like that, and to each their own. But if you are one that doesn't like that, like making sure you're getting a good quality pre-workout could simply just be make sure you're getting those B vitamins, because not only is that going to help give you energy, but it's also going to help your body recover. So those I would say, especially when we're talking about performance and fitness, some supplements that I take. Again, I will stand on the hill for the rest of my life saying, make sure you're getting your protein. And one of the easiest ways to do that is protein powder. And while yes, it's considered a supplement, I think in my opinion, protein powders is one of the best supplements that you can take.
Yeah, we've talked about it so much here. And it's just so easy. Like that's the biggest thing. Like it's just so easy and it makes the job so much more simple. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the other couple that I like to take during the summer, and we have some of our clients doing that, is I have two for sure and then one if needed. So one is called Heat, and I take about 3 capsules in the morning, and it's from
Mhm.
Prestige as well. It's just a natural thermogenesis, not the old typical like high stimulated, what was that one brand called?
It was like the purple pill.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I
They
don't
know
know
what
what
I'm
it was
talking about
called,
too,
but I know
right?
the purple pill.
Yeah, now it's banned. Like you can't even do it. So it's not like that, right? But what it does, it's all natural whole food based stuff. There's cayenne in it, turmeric, ginger, things like that. So it helps with inflammation. But what I also love about, which is huge during the summer, if you're not sticking to your diet, you're drinking a lot, things like that, right? Inflammation. We talked about that in one of the last episodes. Was big. So it helps with that, but it also just helps your cells to speed up a little bit and burn more calories throughout the day, especially during your workout. So it's something you do want to take consistently because you want those food particles in your bloodstream, but you don't want you don't have to just take it during the workout days, but it's more impactful on the days that you do work out. So it's just a very simple way to burn a couple of hundred extra calories throughout your day, which is just a nice insurance policy if you know you're going to overindulge or what have you, right? So I like the Heat just to, again, fill those gaps nutritionally, but also to just help ensure that you get results. And it's just like that cheat system, if you will, and it's natural, it's whole food based, which is huge. The second one is enhance. Again, if I'm not as consistent, I'm more likely to not be training as much. So if that's the case, and maybe I'm only getting 2, maybe 3 versus like 3 or 4, like I normally do, I love Prestige's enhanced product because it's a strength booster, and what it does is it naturally helps to use the testosterone that we have in our bodies. All of us have it, women included, right? And just to utilize that more effectively. So instead of it just kind of floating around, you actually take it and use it for building muscle tone, building your strength up, and increasing your metabolism. So it's hugely beneficial, especially if you're not training as much. It's very beneficial if you are training too, so you get the most out of it. But if you aren't training, like, this is a great product to just help make sure you're maintaining your muscle mass. Because what you don't want to do is start to gain body fat and start to lose muscle mass. Like, that's a terrible combination, but we see it all the time, is especially during the summer months. So when you're not training as hard. So the Prestige product is great for just increasing your ability to exercise and perform in your exercise, increase your lean muscle tone, decrease your body fat mass, and utilize your testosterone levels better or more effectively, so it's more efficiently use them. We hear all the time guys can lose weight and gain muscle easier. That's because their body is utilizing testosterone. But as you age as a male, your body's not using that testosterone effectively or not producing it as much. This will help that, which is hugely beneficial. So that's why I like Prestige. They naturally made it for people like us that are looking to improve their body composition and just live a healthier life. But some of the other things that you can just look for when you're out there is, vitality blends. Like, this one sounds funny, but horny goat weed, but it's a great product, right? And you might notice on some of these, like, if you're utilizing your testosterone more, your libido might increase, which isn't always a bad thing. It means that it's working, right? Maca root has I can never say this one, Brooke, you might know, fenugreek seed, but it just helps with utilizing testosterone and things like that, and it helps with just vitality overall. It has stinging nettle root, which helps with metabolic components. It has DIM, which in cocoa bean extract. It has a lot of whole food based things in here, which again just helps with increasing your strength, your metabolism, your muscle tone, and decreasing your body fat. So that, and combined with the heat one I take in the morning from Prestige, I love those, are hugely beneficial for me. One I've been doing a lot lately is their Crush product, which helps your body to burn body fat throughout the night, and it's a non-stimulant, again, whole food based, but it has 5-HTP in it. It helps with stress. It helps with stress eating. It has food-based protocol, and I don't, oh, no, I do have this one here. It has chromium. It has 5-HTP, like I said, rhodiola root, ashwagandha root, Panax ginseng. It has rice seed extract. It has a lot of other stuff as well in here, just to reduce stress eating, right? Supports feeling of satiated, so you're less likely. It's kind of a natural appetite suppressant, right? And it's a non-stimulant. So I've been doing it a lot because my sweet cravings have popped up a lot more lately, probably because I haven't been as strict with my diet or drinking a little more than I'd like to, whatever it is, during the summer months. So I do that one in the evening just to help with some of those things. So those are kind of some of the things that I do to just encourage everything else that I'm trying to work on and do outside of the essentials. But they're very, very beneficial. And what I love about Prestige, they just launched this new thing for us that we can do, and it's called Build Your Own Bundle. So it just gives us more ways to save. So normally if you go to Prestige, it's all the prices are about 30 to 40% higher than what we get them for. What we get them for, we just share them with our clients because even if we're not making money from that, they're going to get better results. They're going to be healthier. They're going to live longer. They're going to have, they're going to want to stay here longer, right? So it is a win for us in that scenario. But so our clients get all 30, 40%, but this build your own bundle is allowing us to pass on even more savings. So essentially, if you get 2 products from Prestige, you get 5% off. If you get 3, you get 10% off. If you get 4, you get 15% off. If you get 5 products, it's 20% off on top of the 30 to 40% already. And then if you get 6 products, you get 25% off plus the other 30%. So you're 55, 60% off. And then if you do like a subscribe and save, which I do love, I know a lot of people are against subscriptions, but like, For something like this, you know it's going to come back. So it forces you to take your supplements. You know what I mean? So you're more likely to be, you know, get the benefits from supplements, because that's one of the biggest things people do is they don't take them consistently enough to get the results. So it's just going to force you to do that. So I love it. So you can save up to 30% if you're getting, say, 6 products on subscription, 30% plus the other 30-40% we get. You're getting 60 to 70% off, which is really cool. So we'll drop the links in the show notes here for that. But if you need some products like this, you're looking for it. I love Prestige. They don't have to be Prestige. There's other products out there, guys. You know, feel free to shoot us a message if you want some more guidance on those. But Prestige, in my opinion, is one of the best that you can get with some of these things that you're trying to accomplish with your health, your fitness, and your body composition. And I love the new Build Your Own Bundle, where essentially you save an extra 5% every next product that you get, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. I'll be honest, I'm a huge fan of subscribe and saves. I know some people like absolutely hate them, but to me, they're like amazing because it make it, you know, I'm good about taking my supplements daily, but I'm not good about remembering. Like all of a sudden I look at, you know, my bottles, I've got 2 left. I'm like, holy crap, you know, I gotta buy it. Then you're left, you know, you don't have it for a week because shipping always takes forever these days. So I just like to know that, hey, I have the supplements. Here they are. Like once I'm done, more's on the way. So you know, looking at it in that sense. And then on top of that, the accountability of knowing, hey, okay, you know, I'm paying for this. This is gonna come to my door. I need to make sure I'm continuously taking them. So hopefully you guys got value from this episode. Like Danny said, I'll include, you know, some information and links in the show notes if you are interested in getting some Prestige Lab supplements. And also, like he said, if you guys just want some general questions and some guidance on supplements, we're absolutely here to help. Feel free to, you know, shoot us a message on social media, shoot us an email, give us a call. We truly are happy to help. That's why we do this, guys. I hope you realize by now that we're just generally doing this to give you guys information. You know, we don't run ads on this show. We don't open it up to that, because at the end of the day, like, this is just Brooke and Danny here to give you guys information and just help you guys live a happier and healthier life. So we appreciate you guys tuning in week after week. And as always, we will be back next week with another episode of Confidently Flawed.